We have repetitive movements in our jobs. And the great thing about this sequence is going to keep every joint in the body feeling healthy and free and mobile. And if you have any aches and pains, I'm pretty sure it's going to help take care of those too. To get started, I'm going to be using 2 bricks in the practice. You don't absolutely need them. It's not a big deal if you don't have any. But if you have some, then go grab them now. Or maybe grab something that's similar to a brick. Like if you have like a lunch box that's going to be nice and firm for you to put your hands on, then go grab that. To get started, we're going to come into lying down on our backs. Really simple. I just want you to bend your knees, soles of the feet flat, and keep the toes pointing forwards. And then rest your hands on your tummy and close the eyes. And just start to notice the natural flow of your breath. And pay attention to where your breath is going without judgment or wanting to change it. For now, just observe where your breath is more frequently finding itself. If you breathe more into your tummy, or if you breathe more into your chest. And then seek to deepen your breath a little bit. So you're taking a longer time to breathe in, and then you're taking a really long time to breathe out as well. And maybe now on the next in-breath, instead of breathing just where you're used to breathing, see if you can take a breath into your whole thorax. So you're like a big balloon expanding. And then when you breathe out again, take forever to breathe out. You're going to take just 2 more big happy breaths like this. Inhale. Feel your whole body expanding. And then exhale. And maybe while you're breathing out now, relax all the tiny muscles of your face. Just let go of any stress or tension. Just 1 more big breath. Inhale. And then slowly breathe out. Okay, awesome. I want you to, as your breath finishes, hug your knees into your chest and then take another big breath in. And as you breathe out, think of pulling your knees towards your chest and also pushing your tailbone down into the ground. So there's like a weird energy in the body where there's a pull and a push going on. And this is quite nice because instead of just being a spinal flexion as you hug your knees, actually targeting the hips a little deeper now. So if you even imagine the ball and socket joint of the hip, feel your breath kind of lubricating and softening that deep, intense space of the body. Now take another breath. And then as you breathe out, just gently release the hug of your legs and place the soles of the feet flat on the ground. And I want you to cross your right ankle over your left knee. So you're coming into a figure 4. Lift your left foot up and then thread your right hand through the big triangle you've made and come into a glute stretch where you're holding on at the back of your left thigh. And I just want you to gently, as you pull that left knee in, take a full breath and breathing out, push the right knee away from you. So you'll feel this beautiful opening coming into your hip. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. And while you're there, maybe even see yourself in your day-to-day life and see kind of maybe you sit down a lot or you've got to stand up for long hours, and notice just how tight your body probably gets because you're not moving around in intricate, creative ways. And maybe feel that tightness now and let your breath soften it. As the last breath finishes, release the back of your left thigh and put the sole of the foot flat. And then you're going to let the outside of your left thigh slowly come down to the ground. Now, this is quite an important detail. You don't want to change your legs at all. So you can see we're keeping the figure 4 exactly as it is, but the outside of your left thigh is slowly lowering to the ground and the sole of the right foot touches too. Now, take your left hand, grab hold of your right ankle and pull the heel in, and then start relaxing the hips until you feel a stretch on the outside of your right hip. Now, as you breathe, a lot of people come into this pose and they're like, Celeste, I just don't feel anything. That's cool. Just stay here for the time being. It's doing good on some level. But for those of you like me who are like, oh my goodness, this is so intense, just breathe through it. We're nearly there. Taking just 2 more big breaths. And maybe if this one is tight for you, this is a nice one for you to remember to add into like a daily routine. As your last breath finishes, relax your left hand away from your right ankle. And now we're going to do like a little switch. I want you to lift your right knee straight up and then put the sole of the foot flat. And then you're just going to allow the inside of the right knee to fall towards the inside of the left ankle. So you're in a very basic spinal twist right now where the knees are diagonally pointing forwards. But we want to make this a little bit more juicy. I want you to hook your left ankle onto the outside of your right knee and gently apply a little bit of pressure down. And the reason why this is so good is because the outside structures of the leg tend to get quite tight with most people. Now, while you're pulling the knee down, be careful that the hip doesn't go all the way with you. You want to actually create a bit of a counter pressure. Imagine that your right hip is being pressed down to the ground while your left ankle pulls the right knee in the opposite direction. So it's quite an intense feeling on the outer structures of the leg and the hip. Again, we're just going to be here for a couple more breaths. Notice what you can feel, and then breathe into that feeling to make it a little easier or softer. Good. Last one. Release the left ankle and put the foot down, and then just roll back into a normal lying on your back position, knees pointing up to the ceiling, soles of the feet flat. We're going to move the arms now. I want you to put the palms of the hands down next to your hips. Start lifting your pelvic floor, and as you do, start pressing the lower back into the ground. Squeeze your butt as hard as you can and push into your big toes, your little toes, and even your heels to start lifting your tailbone up off the floor, and eventually your whole back lifts up. So we're here in our Setu Bandhasana, a little glute bridge, and I want you to really fire on the back body. Now, the reason why I want you to squeeze your bum a lot and get strong in the back of the legs and in the back of your spine is because most of us are pretty weak in our glutes. And this is because we sit down a lot. So the glutes don't fire. And when the glutes don't fire, a lot of the strain comes into our back. So using your glutes is so important. And if you've ever been told not to use your glutes in this position, it's not the best advice, because actually a lot of times people say, oh, if you use your glutes, it's going to damage your back. But the glutes don't actually cross the back. So it's a really important structure to help support the back body. Now I want you to keep pressing into your big toes. Take another big breath in and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, as you breathe out, start to lower all the way down to the ground. Excellent. We're going to now change to the other side. Take your left ankle and cross it over your right knee. Take a huge breath in, and as you breathe out, lift the sole of your right foot off the floor. Thread your hands through so you're holding on the back of your right thigh. And as you breathe out, draw the right knee in towards your chest and feel your left knee being pushed away from your left shoulder. And it's this counter push-pull thing which is going to give you the deepest opening. So it's so good for you. Take a few breaths here. And really feel as if your out breath is helping to soften the tightness, the stress, and any tension, not just in your body, but in your mind as well. And then taking one more breath. Slowly bring the sole of your right foot down to the ground. Opening the arms out to the side now, we're going to allow our out breath to drop the outside of the right thigh towards the ground, along with the sole of the left foot. And they're just literally falling over towards the right-hand side. To anchor the hips where they should be, take your right hand, hold your right ankle, and take a huge deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, feel as if your left knee is being pushed away from your chest, and your hip is being pulled back down to the ground. Now, I don't know about you, but this one absolutely kills me. It's like, eek, it's so tight. If you're not feeling it though, it doesn't matter. Just breathe into whatever you can feel. Good, we're not going to be here too much longer. Let the last breath finish. And then releasing your right hand, we're going to take the sole of the left foot down to the floor, and then just let the inside of the knee collapse down towards the inside of the right ankle. Now we're gonna take the outside of the right ankle, okay? You're gonna hook it to the outside of your left knee and you're gently pulling the knee down towards the ground. But there's like this resistance going on in your body. Your left hip is being pulled back down to the ground. Now as you breathe, I want you to really become aware of the outside structures of the leg, and especially on your out breath, feel as if the out breath is stretching out through the hip, through the IT band, through the outer structures of your quadricep. Take a huge breath in. Keep pressing down as you breathe out, really, really slowly. Cool, we're nearly there. Stay there a tiny bit longer. And one more. Beautiful. Now you're just going to completely take your ankle away and just settle it down on the ground and roll slowly back into the middle, knees pointing to the ceiling. Now, quite important, keep the toes facing forward. The heels are directly underneath your knees. We're going to do our glute bridge one more time. Energize the whole foot and feel your bottom squeezing as hard as you can to bring your butt up off the ground. Now when you arrive here, I want you to start feeling as if you're pressing into your arms as well, so there's a little bit more extension. So we're not just using the legs now we're actually starting to fire on the whole spine and all the muscles in your back. Keep pressing even more down through the left foot now. Lift the right heel, and if this feels enough, stay where you are. But I'm pretty sure you're doing good and you want to go a little bit harder with me. So let's start peeling the right foot up off the ground and extending the foot straight to the ceiling. Now, if you look at your hips and your right hip is lower than your left hip, use your hands maybe to equalize your hips. I always put my thumbs on my hip bones to be like, where am I? Keep pressing into that left foot and squeezing your left bum. We're gonna take just one more breath and then slowly bring everything back down. Cool, so just remember, we're doing this to get the back of your body strong, especially if you work at a desk. This one's for you guys. Take a huge breath in, and as you breathe out, start pressing into the whole foot. All four corners of the foot are active. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips up really powerfully. Now, as you look down your chest all the way along towards the pubic bone, make sure that you can see all the way along your thighs towards your knees. And if your knees are collapsing outwards, pretend you're squeezing a beach ball between your knees so your inner thighs are getting really super fired up. Cool. Now, I want you to energize the right sole of the foot so much more. Take care. Keep the hips level. Peel that left leg up off the ground and hold it there. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Keep pressing down through the sole of the right foot. Keep reaching up into your left toes. And squeeze that right butt cheek. Cool. And then you're going to bend down through the left sole of the foot, place the foot down, and come onto your whole back again, vertebrae by vertebrae. Awesome. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself another squeeze. We're going to start rocking side to side like a little back massage. And then you're going to settle in the middle of your back, and you're going to rock forward and back. Again, free back massage included with every daily maintenance yoga session with Celeste. Once you've done the last back massage roly-poly, lift up into sitting, cross the legs so that you can see both of your heels clearly. Take a huge breath in, lengthen into the crown of the head, and as you breathe out, start reaching your fingertips forwards and relax the forehead all the way down. If you're not very low, don't worry, just stay where you are. In fact, shut your eyes and forget about the shape of your body and start tuning in more into what you can feel. Start tuning into your breath a little deeper. And slowly roll all the way back up. So we're going to change which ankle is in front. Again, take care to make sure you can see both of the heels. Take a huge breath, lengthen the shoulders up away from the hips. And as you breathe out, reach your fingers forward and bring your forehead down to the ground. And taking just one more breath. With a heavy head, chin on chest, we drag the fingers back towards the body And we arrive up in sitting. From here, I just want you to keep the eyes closed for a second and start paying attention to the space between your eyebrows. Notice if there's any kind of pain or maybe if there's any tension. And I want you to just soften the space with your next out breath. And then I want you to lift both of your thumbs towards the inner edge of your eyebrows. Just put a little bit of gentle pressure of the thumbs into that space. And this is such a powerful energy center in the body. And especially if you get any headaches or any stress, this is such a great place to put your fingers because it actually helps to stimulate healing in the body and helps to remove any of that stress or those aches and pains. I want you to take just one more big breath. And as you breathe out, soften the hands slowly away from your face. Now drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And gently, we're going to start pressing down on the outside of the left of your head. So your hand is swooped around to catch hold of the ear, and it's gently dragging the right ear towards the shoulder. Take another breath in. As you breathe out, turn your nose down towards your right armpit, and now scoop your hand round to the outer corner, the left hand back corner of the skull. And as you start to pull the chin towards your chest, depress your left shoulder away from your ear. Take another breath in. Your out breath brings your right hand down towards your right knee and your chin rolls into the center of your chest. Now bring your right hand onto your forehead and actually use your hand to help your head recover all the way back up into the center, looking forwards. Take a breath in. Breathe out, left ear towards left shoulder. Swoop your left hand all the way around to catch the right ear, the right hand side of your face, and the right hand side of your head. Take a big breath in. Breathe out. Allow the left shoulder to come towards the left, or the left ear to come towards the left shoulder, and then depress the right shoulder away from you, all the way down towards the ground. Breathe into what you can feel. Breathe out for a really long time. And take another inhale. And as the out breath comes, turn your nose towards your armpit and allow your hand to just shift towards the back corner of the skull. Gently start drawing the chin towards the chest or as low as your body allows, and keep that powerful pressure going down through the right shoulder all the way towards the floor. Finishing the last breath, let your left hand come towards the left knee and just let the neck softly roll all the way back into the center. And as it arrives, your left hand is now pressing into the forehead to bring the head all the way back up. This is just so we keep that softness we've just generated. Interlace the fingers now by the chest. Take a huge breath in. As you breathe out, press the hands forward and just allow the whole spine to round. Your chin is on your chest. There's lots of space coming into your upper back. As you inhale now, reach the heel of the hand all the way up towards the ceiling, stretch through the side body, look up towards your fingertips, and as you exhale, reach the fingertips all the way, really, really far out to the side, and let the hands circle round onto your knees. Take another big breath in, lift to sit tall. As you breathe out, curl the chin into the chest. Imagine it's almost like you've been punched. There's like this huge sucking back of the chest. And it's when you're holding on to the legs, it's like you're holding on to the edge of a cliff. If you let go, you'll fall back. So your whole back is rounded, and instead of just hanging here, I want you now to press the elbows out to the side, and I want you to feel as if you've got loads of space coming into your upper back. We're going to take a huge breath into that new space in your upper back. And as you breathe out, start drawing the shoulders away from the ears, lift up into sitting, crown of the head reaches tall to the ceiling. Allow your chest to broaden, allow the collarbones to expand, and let your chest come forwards again. Now suck your belly back, chin on chest, round all the way back to where you've just come from. Let the body pull back even a little bit further now, elbows still pressing away from each other. Take a breath into this new space in your back. And then as you breathe out, lift up tall into sitting. Broaden through the collarbones and allow your whole chest to expand. Now come back into the center with your eyes closed. Just sit tall and notice the new space. Maybe there's a little bit more length. And even your breath. See if you've got a little bit more expansion. And then let's come forward into all fours. That expansion that you just found, use it now in all fours, okay? I want you to feel the tailbone reaching back, the crown of the head reaching forwards. And we're just gonna do a few really basic cat-cows just to mobilize the spine. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones the same way you just did in sitting. Exhale, suck your belly back, round through a ripple. Every vertebra collapsing, one after the next, so you're in cat stretch. We reverse into cow with a big breath. And I want you to imagine this is like a moving meditation. So as you close your eyes, become super aware of every single part of the movement. You're not leaving anything out. It's like you're energizing through the pelvic floor and then all the way down into the palms to find the ripple. And you can even initiate the movement just from the tailbone first and let it kind of sink through every vertebra until the head lifts. And use your breath, really feel every single part of your back. Maybe even the ribs, reach into every rib. Let's do one more, lifting the head and the tailbone into your cow. Feel the expansion of your breath. And then as you exhale, let's just come into a neutral back. Head is a straight line all the way through to your tail. Curl the toes now and slowly send your hips up into a downward facing dog. And this is such a good posture for you guys because the cool thing about downward dog is it's weight bearing through the arms, so very good for your strength. But also, if you really tilt your tailbone backwards, you're going to be opening through the hamstrings, the calves, and even the neural tension that runs from the spine down towards your big toe. So neural tension is basically the nerves. Imagine all the nerves exiting your spine and going through and feeding the muscles and the sensation of your legs. Now, downward dog can be really intense when you just arrive, so let's have a little pad through our feet and let's work on kind of lifting the hip of the straight leg every time. So bend your right knee, stretch your left leg and lift up into the left sit bone, and then let's change to the other side. Again, going back to your breath, full inhale. And as you exhale, feel yourself into the other side. And take a huge breath in. Breathe out, press down into the other side. Last one, huge breath in. And then breathe out, press down through both of the heels. Now I want you to keep your feet where they are, okay? They're hip distance apart. Lots of pressure going through both of the palms because I want you to keep your hips level as you lift your right foot straight up to the ceiling. Now energize into your index finger and your thumb. Lift your left heel really high off the floor so you're just on the ball of the foot. And then curl the right knee into your chest so you've got the strength coming into plank pose. Now, part of body maintenance is strength, okay? It's not just about flexibility, so I want you to hold the strength here. Maybe even put a bit of energy through that left glute. Inner hand is powerful. And then on the last breath, let's step with gentle control, right foot between your palms. Place the left knee down on the ground. Inhale into a crescent lunge. Squeeze your left butt cheek and radiate your heart up and away from your pelvis. Now, when you come into a full back bend, there's so many benefits because you're really helping to reverse a lot of the negative effects from sitting down too much. But I want to change things a little bit because when you sit down a lot, you start putting a lot of pressure in your hip flexors. And there's some cool things we can do to open the hip flexors from this position. So instead of sinking low with the pelvis, bring your pelvis backwards so that it settles just on top of your left knee. Keep that energy through the right foot, don't lose that. Take a huge breath in, lengthen your fingers up. As you breathe out, drop the right hand down beside your hip. Now, I want you to think of curling your tailbone underneath you. Lean over towards the right side and let your right fingers go as low to the ground as possible. If you're quite flexible, you might not be feeling the left hip flexor just yet. That's cool. Maybe now as you breathe out, let's start sinking that right knee and bring it forwards a little bit deeper. Keep that tuck of the tailbone and lift up into your left fingertips. Lean over to the right a little deeper. Take another huge breath in, and then soften down through that left palm. And I want you to drag your right foot now backwards. And as it arrives parallel to your left knee, bring your right knee down between your palms and actually sit on your right heel. Keep your left palm down and circle the right hand back to catch hold of the left foot and gently draw the heel in towards your bum. Now, if you can't reach the foot all the way, it doesn't matter. Maybe grab hold of your yoga pants. And if that's still tricky, you can even do this one in standing up. You can just stand on your right foot and hold your left heel in towards your bum. And then the deeper you go, maybe you can even bring the forearm to the ground and start doing a little twist of the shoulders. We're not going to be here too much longer. Breathe into what you can feel. And maybe with the out breath, see if you can take it a little bit further. Not so much that you hurt yourself, just that you can feel there's some kind of shift or change going on. Now release your left foot, bring your right hip down to the ground. As you come into this slightly collapsed position, we're going to adjust our right lower leg. Grab hold of the heel and lift the foot up into pigeon. Both hands down beside you, roll into the center, and then inhale, open the chest. As you exhale, start reaching your hands forward. If you get into pigeon and you start realizing, my knee doesn't like this, no worries. At the start of class, we did the figure 4 on our back. Just go into that now. That's such a brilliant alternative to this one. Now, for those of you who are here comfortably, let's add in a little bit of a twist. Keep your right hand down, thread your left palm through the armpit, and bring the left shoulder down to the ground. If that's too deep, stay a little higher. For those of you who feel this is okay, reach the right hand up to the ceiling, bend the elbow so the palm goes behind your back, and maybe you can even catch hold of the right foot behind your back as you twist. Take one more breath, inhale, and as you breathe out, bring your chest back to the center. Release your palms, hands are underneath the shoulders, press the floor away. Sink down now onto your right hip, and again, a big circle. Bring that left foot forwards towards the front. Let's bring soles of the feet together. Lace your fingers over your toes. Inhale, sit tall. And as you breathe out, take the elbows in front of the shins. Inhale, lengthen the chest far away from the hips. Exhale, forward fold, nose to toes. Beautiful. Soft through the breath, soft through your face, and then let that softness inspire the hips. And with the chin on chest, heavy spine, roll all the way up into sitting. Let's extend forward through the sole of the right foot and take the sole of the left foot now to the outside of the thigh for just a gentle spinal twist. You're going to hug right arm around left knee, draw the knee really close to your chest, and then take the left palm behind you to start twisting through the spine. Now, a little bit of info for anybody out there who gets back pain. There's something called fear avoidance with people with back pain. You get back pain and then you think, oh no, I can't move my back because I'll make it worse. But actually the opposite applies. If you ever get back pain, you need to keep moving, because the less you move, actually the worse your back will get. So I really want to encourage you guys, if you're not doing enough spinal twists and extensions or even flexions, discover what movement feels good and just stick with that movement and do as much of it as you possibly can. We're going to bring ourselves all the way back to the front now. I want you to cross the feet, hands down, and then step back into a plank pose. Now, again, I said that part of body maintenance is not just flexibility, it's strength as well. So I'm going to keep you in plank pose for a little while. Don't hate me. Push into your big toes, squeeze your butt, and think of pressing into your inner hands. Now, for those of you who are very strong, you can even do the little press-ups I'm going to take you into with the knees off the floor. But remember, this is body maintenance, and it's all about gently easing you into your daily life and keeping you at your optimum level. So bring your knees down if you need to, but keep that strength. Don't just because you brought your knees down, collapse. As you press into your hands, we take the chest down, elbows really close to the body. Inhale. Now exhale, push the floor away. If it's too hard to go as low as I am, just go a little bit. Bend your elbows and micro a bend and then push the floor away. Bring your chest as low as you can though, okay? Don't start getting lazy and push the floor away. We're gonna do 2 more. Inhale to bring the chest down. Exhale to push up. 1 more. Check that the elbow stays on top of the wrist. Chest goes forward, forward, forward. And then big push. The floor goes away. Curl the toes, hips back, child's pose. Take a breath into your back. And slowly breathe out. Go back to your opening breathing meditation where you felt your whole body expand. You felt that new energy come towards you. That inspiration for whatever comes your way. You've got the energy to maintain. And then as you breathe out, let's slowly bring ourselves back into all fours. This time, I want you to bring the forearms down to the ground, curl the toes, and lift your hips all the way up into what looks like a downward dog, but your forearms are on the ground. We're going to inhale, go forward with the chest now, and I want you to really feel as if you're pushing the floor away. As you go forward with the chest, straighten out the knees, look forward, and then lift the hips up and back into your dolphin. We're going to do 5 more, okay? If you get tired, take a break. Inhale, we come forward, forward, forward. How low can you go? Exhale, push back. If you're pretty strong and you're loving this, maybe you bring your nose to the outside of your fingertips and touch, and then woo, take it all the way back. Cool, that's 2 down, 3 to go, and push back. Excellent, 2 more. Big breath in, and then as you arrive, blow the floor away, push to go back. Just 1 more, you're nearly there. Inhale forwards, exhale, push back. And bring the knees down to the ground, sink into your child's pose. I don't know why, but dolphin is still, after my, 12 years of doing yoga, still kills me. It's still one of the hardest things that I do in my practice. Take 1 more breath, enjoy your child's pose, make the most of it, because we're going to do the left side on the sequence now. Palms reaching forward, spread the fingers. Come through your all fours, downward facing dog. Keep the hips level and keep the feet hip distance apart. From here, you're going to lift that left leg straight up. Energize down through the right heel for now and really fire on your butt muscles on your left leg so that it comes from the glutes and not from the back. Inhale, start lifting the right heel high off the floor. Suck your belly in tight as you curl your left knee towards your chest. I know that this feels like torture, but stay in your plank pose and push down through the inner palm. 3 more breaths. Get strong in every part of you, not just one part. Don't leave anything out. Feel that energy push the floor away. 1 more breath. Well done. Settle down gently through the left foot. Bend the right knee, foot down. Swoop the arms up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, sink the hip all the way down. Enjoy your back bend to start. Enjoy just being like, my heart is open. And then after a little while, we're going to pull the whole body weight backwards. Hips on top of right knee. Reach into your fingers a little taller. Let that left palm drop down beside your hip. Reach over towards the left side, like you're doing a little side flex. If you can already feel this quite powerfully, stay where you are. If you're like, I'm not sure, Celeste, I'm not quite getting it, no worries. Tuck your tailbone a tiny bit and think of the left knee going forwards. Just until you're like, yeah, I get what you mean. It's not a great, big, crazy stretch, but there's something going on the right side, and I want to deepen that with my breath. You can even close your eyes and then just allow your mind to drift into every level of your being. We tend to be quite focused on the physical in a body maintenance class, but your mind has such a profound effect on your body. And sometimes if we always put negative energy into our body, we get sick more, we injure more, we have pain and aches. So maybe during your body maintenance, take a little bit of time just to put a bit of thankfulness into your body and a bit of appreciation. And I know this sounds cheesy, but it's really good for you. Good. Let's come all the way back now, lifting your hands up. Inhale, exhale, set both hands down either side of your left foot. We're going to drag the left foot all the way back towards your right knee, and then you're going to slide your left knee forward in between your palms. Wriggle your right knee backwards a tiny bit more. Right palm stays down. Left hand circles round to catch the foot. Draw the heel close towards your body. Good. Now lengthen through the crown and just breathe there. Notice what you can feel as you pull the heel in as close as possible. And perhaps for you, you've got a bit more range than others, and you want to start exploring taking the elbow down to the ground, maybe doing a little twist. Maybe putting a bit of thankfulness into this very tight quadricep that you're pulling on. It's clearly tight for a reason. It's protecting you, so there's no need to give yourself a hard time about tightness. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Maybe twisting around a little bit further. And then last one. Cool. Sink back through the right foot. Come onto the left hip. We come into pigeon pose. Palms down either side of you, hips, shoulders in the middle. Big breath, open the chest first, and then melt down. Anyone who's got grumpy knees, lie on your back, figure 4 stretch. And when you get into pigeon, surrender. Absolutely surrender. If this feels amazing and you don't want to change a thing, stay where you are. My twisty yogis that are going to come with me now, drag your hands in a little bit closer towards you so your chest lifts. Thread your right palm underneath your left armpit and bring the shoulder as close to the floor as possible. Stay here, or maybe take the left hand behind your back and catch hold of the sole of your foot. And as you twist round, anchor down through that left hip. And finishing the last breath now, bring both of the hands underneath the shoulders and press the floor away. Drop your body weight onto the left hip, make a circle with the right foot coming forwards, and let's bring the soles of both of our feet together again. Lace your fingers over your toes, inhale to sit tall, and as you exhale, going forwards. Use your elbows to press against the outside of your shins and let your chest reach very, very far away from your hips. Return back to your breath, return back to your stillness, and find your meditation. Cool. Now that the last breath is finished, with all the softness in the world, we roll up. We're going to stretch forward through the left foot this time and take the sole of the right foot to the outside of the thigh for our spinal twist. I want you to really hug the knee in towards your left shoulder. Position your right palm behind you and then twist round. If you find your mind is very busy, let your eyes look at one thing and really focus on that one dot. Let everything else grow fuzzy. Or my favorite thing to do is close my eyes and notice how my breathing is affecting the posture that I'm in. Maybe you can even deepen your breath a little bit. And with the last breath finished, going around that tiny bit more, let's bring ourselves all the way back to the front. Cross the ankles again, hands down, and step back into a plank pose. So again, we're back at your favorite position, your plank pose. Push down through your big toes, lengthen out of the crown. Feel the strength coming down through the palms and out through the back of the heels. Now, instead of doing our press-ups, we're going to lower all the way down to the ground really, really slowly. And as you arrive, I want you to take your palms and rest the palms facing upwards beside your thighs. Now, you can rest your chin down on the ground if that feels comfortable. We're going to start off by extending the left leg up to the ceiling. At the start of this practice, I mentioned that most of us are weak in our back bodies. And here, practicing your half shalabhasana, the locust, it's just about firing on the whole back body, helping to reverse all the negative effects of too much sitting. We're going to change to bring that left leg down and lift your right leg up now. Same thing. Don't let your bum get lazy. Okay, keep it switched on. Reach up, up, up through the sole of the foot. Breathe into your belly and your chest. Use your out-breath to push the right leg even higher. Almost there. Beautiful. Bring the right foot back down to the ground. Making it a little bit more challenging now, engage your inner thighs together powerfully, your ankles and your big toes, and see if you can lift both of the feet up. How high can you lift the feet up? Now, I know I'm being a bit of a meanie. Normally we put the palms underneath the thighs and that makes it loads easier. I'm making you do this with the hands out for a reason, okay? I want you to not rely on your upper body at all. This is all about the back body. And of course, the breathing is going to go. So take a huge breath in with me now. And breathe out really slowly and think of lifting the feet up, 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 up. A little bit higher, closer together, the ankles. And relax down. Good. Whenever I do that one with the people who come to my class, they're like, oh my goodness, that looks so much easier than it is. Bring the palms underneath you now. And pointing the toes, lift the chest up into a baby cobra. And you know that energy you've just cultivated through your locust? Keep that, don't lose it. Feel the energy in the back of the legs really powerfully switching you on so you can lift into this back bend. Now feel the shoulders drawing back and away from the ears and feel your whole spine engaging into the back bend. Take one more big breath, open and broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, push down through the inner hand, hips go back into your child's pose. Bring yourself through all fours, curl the toes, hips up, downward facing dog. Now bending the knees, look forward. It's your choice. You can either do a little bunny hop or a step to the top of your mat. As you arrive, inhale, lift the chest up halfway, flatten out your back. As you breathe out, relax the whole neck, your jaw, and even your face. Just become super floppy. Bend your knees a little bit now, and I want you to roll up through each and every vertebra of your spine. Think of keeping the arms dangling. Even the back of the neck is dangling. Good. When you arrive up and standing, let's reach the arms out and up. Look towards your fingertips. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, let's swan dive all the way down to the feet. Inhaling, lift the chest up halfway, flat back. Exhale, your choice again, a little bunny hop or a step into your plank. Now, you can do knees, chest, chin, or a full chaturanga. We're going to lower the chest to the ground, but then I want you guys to settle your whole body down because I want you to curl up again into your baby cobra. But this time we're going to turn it into Navasana. I want you to lift your hands and expand them backwards like the wings of a bird. Energize the back of your legs powerfully. Start lifting the feet up as much as you can. If the inner thighs are feeling weak and they disengage, squeeze your big toes together. Take another huge breath in, go a little higher. And then exhale, bring your chest down. Curl the toes, supercharge the legs. Let's press up into a plank pose and take it all the way back into downward dog. Feet stay hip distance apart. Lift that right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Big inhale. Breathe out, step the right foot forward between your palms. And then let's inhale into a warrior lunge. So the back knee is off the floor. Your back heel is lifted. Let's bring the hands towards the heart. And the main reason is here, I want your concentration of energy to be quite focused on the middle of your body. You're going to start bending your back knee. And I want you to feel as if both knees are coming into two 90-degree bends. Now, we tend to collapse onto the little toe border of the back foot. Think of that big toe staying energized and then press into the inside of your right foot as you extend the knee into a complete straight line. 4 more, yeah? Nobody likes lunges, me included. But they're so good for you. Because most of us are weak in the back body, lunges are great at strengthening. And they also a really good exercise for helping to energize the inner edge of your knee. This is called vastus medialis oblique. I don't mean to intimidate you with that big word, but this is a stabilizing muscle for the knee. And actually using it in a lunge by pushing into the inner foot, it's so, so good for your joints. I think we've got 3 more to go. Keep breathing as you press the floor away. We should do about 6 in total. We've got about 2 more left. You should feel a little bit of burning in your bum now, which is fantastic. Keep that going. And this is the last one coming up. Yay! Down we go, inhaling. Exhale, push the floor away. Now, you've got 2 straight legs. Keep them and fold forward. And if you're like, oh, the floor is a bit too far away, this is where we grab our bricks. Place your bricks down. Your feet might feel a little too far, so squeeze that back foot in a little bit closer. Turn the foot now 45 degrees. Get your hands either side of your front foot. And if you're not sure about where your hips are supposed to be, a really great thing to always do is just put your hands on your hips. It gives you a great sense of where they are in space. And as long as they square, awesome. Now put the hands on your bricks, big breath in, lengthen the chest. And then breathe out, see if you can start folding all the way down, bringing your chest as close to your thigh as possible, letting go of your neck, letting the whole spine completely hang. And after a few breaths, a few counts, you might be like, actually, I've got a bit more space than I anticipated. Maybe the bricks can move out to the side and my hands can float down to the floor. Or maybe if the floor feels too far away, you can even just hold your ankle. Either way, keep the legs supercharged, like you're trying to stretch your mat out by pressing into your feet. Good. Let's come up now. We're definitely going to need the bricks on the next one, especially if you've got any tightness in your hamstrings. If you've got flexible legs, maybe you don't need the bricks. See how it goes. But I want you to move them so that they're about a foot in front of your toes and start lifting your shoulders on top of your wrists so that your left leg lifts. Now, I know your right leg is a little tired, okay, but we're making it stronger. I want your focus to also go into the left butt cheek and stretch back through your left big toes. Take a huge breath in. As you breathe out, bring your left knee into your chest, look forward, and come all the way up into a single leg stance. We're going to do that 3 times in total. Reach down with the palms, floor or the brick, arrive stretching back through that left leg. Left knee into the chest, micro bend your right knee, look forward, lift up, single leg stance. Take it all the way back. This is the last one. Stretch back through the foot, keep that heel pressing up to the ceiling with the left glute switching on. Are you ready to come up one more time with me? Focus the eyes, let's keep it steady. Bring the knee all the way up. Oh, and put a bit of love into that very tired right leg. We're going to do tree pose, sole of the left foot against your right inner thigh. Bring your hands into prayer at the heart center. Now connect back into the reason why you practice yoga, why you've decided to take a body maintenance class. Put thank you into your body again. And feel every breath, not just in your chest, but in every single part of your body. Feel it expanding you. And as you release the palms on the next out breath, release the sole of the left foot. I know your right leg is shaky. Bear with me. We're going to extend it all the way back into a long lunge. Get your bricks out your way. Keep your left palm down. Lower the left knee. Slide the right foot back into modified side plank. If this feels beautiful in your body, stay where you are. If you want a little bit more, let's lift that back knee off the floor so you're in your full side plank. Take a huge breath in, lift up into the chest. And as you breathe out, bring the right palm down, plank pose. Energize the big toes. Energize your glutes. Energize the inner part of your hands. We're going to bring the chest very, very slowly down, either chaturanga to the floor or knees, chest, chin, lowering the whole body and settle down. Cool. So we're going to add in now 2 things. We're going to add the press-ups with the Shalabhasana. This is hard. Okay, I'm pre-warning you, this is hard. If it feels too much, keep both of the knees on the ground and practice the little press-ups like this. Start off, lift the left leg towards the ceiling, bend your right knee and put the sole of the foot underneath the thigh. Now push the floor away. It might be that this is not nice on your knee. Double up your mat so that it doesn't feel too much. Inhale, lower the chest. Exhale, push the floor away. Inhale, lower the chest. Exhale, push away. One more. Take it down. You're doing great. And then push the floor away. Bring the chest down to the ground as you release the feet and shake your hips side to side. Well done. One more side. Hands underneath the shoulders. Right leg lifts, left knee bends, sole of the foot connects to the top of the thigh. Huge inhale. Exhale, push the floor away. Whew. Inhale to drop the chest down. Exhale to push away. Inhale, the chest comes down. Exhale, push away. Inhale, down we go. Exhale, push up. Couple more, down you go. And lift, 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 lift. You're nearly there. This is the last one. Take it down and big push up. Release the feet. Bring the chest all the way down to the ground. Ooh, locust press-ups. That's fun stuff. Shake out your hips side to side. Have a little boogie. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders, and we're gonna push back into all fours. Keep the toes curled for me. Let's do a quick puppy pose. Tailbone lifts up, fingertips reach forward to the top of your mat. You're on your fingertips. Nice little dip coming into the chest, tailbone up. Take a breath into your armpits, and then breathe out. Beautiful. Hands under the shoulders. You ready for the left side? Let's go. Hips up, downward facing dog. Feet stay hip distance apart. Hips stay level. Let's take the left leg all the way back up to the ceiling. Beautiful. From here, let's bring the tummy right into the spine. Suck the thigh up towards your chest and put the sole of the foot down in between the palms. From here, we reach up. Big warrior lunge. Bring your hands towards your heart in a prayer position. Start to bend your left knee until it's 90 degrees, and then start bending your right knee so it feels as if you're aiming the kneecap down to the ground. We're going for 6 in total. Always breathe out on the way up. Always breathe in on the way down. Think of fully stretching both of the legs as you reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. As you inhale to lower down, think of pushing into the left big toe. As you push up, push into the right big toe. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Almost there. 2 more. 3 more. I lied. And push up. And then take it down. And push up. And last one. These are so good for you, okay? I know nobody likes these, but they are so, so good for you. Both legs are straight. We're gonna grab our bricks, and we're gonna put them down either side of your left foot. Now, I want you to drag that right foot in a little bit closer. Foot turns 45 degrees, and if your hips are twisted one way or the other, simple, just put your hands on your hips to get them square. Inhale, open the chest, lengthen through the tailbone. Breathe out, forward fold as far as you can until you're like, I've arrived. Keep pressing into the feet to switch on your legs. And then as you breathe, maybe your out breath makes you so relaxed and so soft, the palms can arrive on the floor, either side of your front leg. And as your breath deepens, the back of the neck becomes heavy, the face becomes soft. And taking just one more big happy breath here. As you breathe out, look forwards. Grab your bricks and put them a foot in front of your big toes. Position your body weight forward. And actually, as you start to move forward, a great tip is to actually see a warrior 3 that's really strong in your mind before you go into the pose. It kind of gets your nervous system, gives it an opportunity to map out where it needs to be. Now, it's the same thing as we start to transition up into the single leg stance. I want you to just see the movement as you're doing it in your mind. So you're becoming really present with what you're doing. Bring yourself up into standing, right knee lifts up in front of the chest. Let's take it all the way back. Extend it as far back as you can. Bring the palms to the bricks and extend the foot as far away from you as you possibly can. Bending that left knee in a little bit. Curl right knee into your chest. Lift up into single leg stance. If you wobbly, embrace the wobbles. Send the leg all the way back. Chest reaches forward. Right leg reaches back. Palms arrive. You are so close. Bring the knee up in front of you. Reach up into the crown of the head. Lift. And then send it all the way back. Last one. We're going to take it all the way back up into our tree pose. And just the way we did before, I want you to see the tree pose in your mind. Bring the sole of the foot against your inner thigh. Bring your hands into prayer. And then become really peaceful. How does someone breathe who's really peaceful? What is the facial expression of the most peaceful person you know? And can you replicate those two very simple strategies to bring peace into your world right now? Awesome. With the last breath finished, releasing the palms. Let's start extending backwards. I know your left leg is tired. Give it the opportunity to support you this last moment until you arrive, into your lunge. Put the right knee down on the ground. Slide the left leg back. Come into modified side plank. Or be like now. Feel like going the whole way. Full side plank. Outside of the right foot. Pushing away. Inner right hand, let it push the floor so much that you've got this incredible levitation lift coming into the side body. And this is the last breath. Left palm connects to the floor. Bring your knees down to the ground and come into your child's pose. From here, let's come into a shoulder stretch. Come forward and line your tummy. And then you're going to lift both of the feet up and you're going to circle your hands around to catch the outsides of your ankles. Now kick your feet back so you're lifting up into your chest, and then kick back so you're rolling onto your right hand side. And this is so nice. It's like a really good stretch out for the chest. But there's one little thing that we need to change, okay, which is going to make it even more deep, even more intense. But for now, let's just do both sides like this. Roll back onto your belly. Roll to the left side, kick your feet back, and do a lovely big arch. Now, this is so nice because actually the front of your shoulder is gently getting a massage against the floor. So it feels like a little free massage. Now roll back onto your tummy. Now we're going to change how the hands are held. And many times when I say hold the inside of your feet, people do this. See that? And then the shoulders come forward. See how my shoulders are forward? What I need you guys to do is just lift your hands over the top of the toes so the thumbs are next to your big toe. Your shoulders should be feeling open as if they're expanding backwards. Now press the feet up again, kick so you're rolling onto your right hand side, and now the chest stretch and your shoulder stretch will be even more intense. Breathe into the feeling. Keep kicking especially your right foot, as far away from you as you possibly can. And then let's roll back onto your tummy. And then let's take it again to the left side. Kick your left foot into your palm so you're feeling the stretch come into the front of the shoulder. And breathe into the shoulder. Breathe into the chest and let that beautiful trigger point release of the floor and the shoulder help to soften any of the tightness and the tension that you have on that space. Take one more big breath in. And then as you breathe out, roll back into the center. And then let's push back just to help relax the shoulders. Again, into our child's pose. Bringing your body weight forward again into all fours. Cross the feet behind your hips. Bring your hips all the way down to the ground and stretch your feet forwards. We're going to lie down on our back. Yay, the lying down bit. You're like, Celeste, this is what I want to do more of. Hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a little wiggle side to side. Let your arms relax out. Cross your right knee on top of your left leg. And then if you've got the space, maybe you can curl your toes underneath your left ankle. Then you're going to bring both of the legs down towards the left and turn your head towards the right. I can hear my spine going crack, 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 crack all the way down. Hopefully yours at the same lovely juicy feeling. Take a breath into your back, your ribs, your face. Blah, let everything get soft. Cool, one more big breath. And then you're going to unravel the feet first with knees next to each other. Bring the legs up into the center. And let's take it the other way. Cross left knee on top of right. If you can, you cross the feet. If not, it's not a big thing. We're going to drop both of the legs over towards the right. Let your head turn to the left. Don't worry too much about pressing anything to the floor or doing anything specific. I just want you to let go, okay? It's the end of the class now. This is such a great opportunity for you just to calibrate everything you've been through in the last hour. Beautiful. Last breath. Now the softness that you've generated through the muscles of your face and your spine and your shoulders, keep that, okay? Unravel your legs really, really slowly. Knees are next to each other. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to roll back into the center. Put the soles of your feet flat on the ground. And then I want you to pretend this is a moving meditation. And I don't know if you've ever seen anyone doing it, but they move super slow motion. So I want us to start extending the right leg in that beautiful, slow, controlled motion. The heel is reaching to the front of your mat. And you're becoming extremely aware of every part of the movement. You're becoming aware of how the leg connects to the floor. And then you're letting go into the floor with that leg. And let that feeling of letting go permeate every part of your being. Notice how your breath feels. And then let's do the same on the left leg. I want you to lift the sole of the left foot up. And with all the control, all the softness in the world, let's start extending it forward bit by bit by bit. Eventually the heel touches the ground, and then it's like you surrender into the whole leg. The body is no longer supporting it. And that feeling of let go trickles up your spine, radiates down your arms, it radiates into your face, your head, and even your neck. And just observe the change that your breath has gone through from the beginning of the class to now. And because you've taken the time to do a body maintenance yoga workshop, I think it's really important that you acknowledge how beautifully you take care of yourself. And I know there's always places that we can improve on, but what you are doing well, take time to just acknowledge that. And then feel that sparkling, shimmery, beautiful body buzz that you've created through your practice. Allow it to anchor your mind into the present for the Shavasana stillness, but just with the breathing. So just feel your breath. And then just feel your fingers. And it's almost as if there's no movement. You're breaking the stillness, but it's like the tiniest wriggles in the world through your fingers and your toes. And then maybe after a little while, these wriggles can become a bit bigger and more free. And then we're going to interlace the fingers by the heart. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, stretch down through your toes, reach into the palm of the hand. As you exhale, hug the knees into your body. And then we're going to slowly rock up into sitting. As you arrive, bring your hands together in prayer. Notice any shift or change you've been through. And we'll close our practice with a single deep breath. Let's take a huge inhale now. And sigh. Peel the eyes open. Good. I say namaste.